LegitTechTutorials, and welcome to Advanced Java tutorial number 24, which is going to be shape classes. Now, this guy is going to be basically another continuation on from the previous one, where we get a little bit of practice with swing, as well as some advanced practice with having two different classes talking back and forth, having two separate files. So what we're going to do first is we're going to create a car component and then draw the car. So the car component is going to be doing the drawing portion, and the car is going to hold all of the points. So let's do that. So we're going to have two classes. First one you're going to call car component, and then you're going to have a superclass of hit browse there. Let me pull this in there. So hold up. Let me pull this in there so you can see it. So you go here, browse, and then here you do it's going to extend JComponent, which is Java X swing, and then you're going to have this one not extend the main, and we are going to hit continue, and we're going to do this car component. And then we're going to finish writing this one, and then we're going to do the next one. And then what we're going to do is, actually, let's create that one to give you the workflow of going back and forth between those. So let's go ahead and do File, New, Class, and then we're going to let me bring this over there so you can see it. And this one's going to be called Car. And it does not extend anything. So the class is called Car, does not extend anything, java.lang. And it does not have a main, I don't think. Oh, yes, it does. It does have a main. Okay. It says type already exists. Whatever, car2. Alright. So just make it car2. I guess I already have a car or something. I don't know. Anyways, okay, so let's go ahead and now we have the opportunity to jump back and forth and work in two different classes. Now in Java, as far as Eclipse, you have to have two separate files for classes, the same thing that we have here in this case. So we're going to jump back to car component, and we're going to write that one out. So what we're going to do is we have our constructor, which is going to have nothing inside of it. Public void, and then we're going to have the paint component, which is the first thing that swing calls. We're going to call graphics G, and then we're going to typecast it. So all this stuff probably needs to be imported, and then we're going to typecast it. So graphics 2D G2 equals graphics 2D, and this is going to be G. So car2, car1 equals new car2 0 0, int x equals get width minus 60, int y equals get height. And if you notice that these are getters and setters, that reminds me, I should probably have another tutorial just showing you how to get Eclipse to automatically write the getters and setters. But right now we're just going to have us do it manually, just so you can get the practice. But there is a way to do that. So like I said, this guy right here is what's going to actually draw the component and start the is actually going to start, I believe it's going to start the J-frame in this guy. Okay, so now that we're finished with this guy, okay, so we got graphics, this one, car2 equals new car2. Okay, now we're going to jump over to car2, and now we're going to write this guy. So this guy's going to have our main. Alright, let's go ahead and write this guy. So we have our constructor, and inside car2 you're going to have x left equals x, and y top equals y. And then in here we're going to take those in as parameters. And up top, we're going to have these two, and we're going to go with the advanced conventions, which we'll pick up here, is that all of the inside class variables are usually declared, the instance variables are declared at the top like we usually do, but most of the time you put them private, so we're going to start now declaring them private. And it's saying that's not used because this isn't a constructor. Don't worry about that. So after we have that guy, then we're going to have the public void draw graphics 2D G2, and then we're going to need to import those graphics. Oops. There we go. Now I got it. Okay. And then we got rectangle body equals new rectangle x left y. Those are the parameters tossed into the those were the parameters that were passed in there. So the x left, x top are what we pass into to the top left of the boarding, the box of the car. So this is going to set where that top is. And now we're drawing some rectangles. And then we got a ellipse 2D that we did previously. And this is going to be called the front tire. And this is of type, oops, equals new ellipse 2D dot double x left plus 10 y top. Let's enter this down. Oops. Let me enter this down for you guys. Okay. Y top plus 20 10 and then we're just going to start copying some of these to save time. So this is going to be back tire, or rear tire in this case, and this first one is going to be plus 40. Then we have Y top is plus 20 10 10, so it's translating over 30. And then the bottom of the windshield, so here we go, bottom of the windshield, point 2D dot double R1 equals new point 2D dot double x left plus 10 y top plus 10. Help if I had some spelling skills today, jeez. Okay. So now we're going to copy these because we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to copy it another. Oops. Okay, there we go. So we got that 4 times. So this is 10, 20. Y top plus 10. This guy, you get rid of that. Plus 40. Y top. Y top plus 10 stays there. This guy's 50. And then we're going to have a line 2D dot double front windshield. And I need to rename this guy. So this R1 R2, R3, and R4. Front windshield equals line 2D dot double R1 to R2. So those are the two double. Oops, this is new. There we go. All right, cool. So then we're going to copy this guy. Oops. Let's give us some space in between those. So it's front windshield, and then this is roof top, and this is rear windshield. And this is R1 to R2, and this is R2 to R3, and you guessed R3 to R4. There we go. Alright, now we're going to go through the callings. We're going to tell it to draw the body. G2.draw front tire. Oh man, keyboarding skills are whack. G2.draw rear copy that guy. So after we got rear tire, then we want front windshield. Oh man. Okay, well I clearly spelled that one wrong. Okay, then we're going to have this one back or rear windshield. And finally, we're going to have one more class. This guy is going to be what we draw the J-frame in. Or in this case, we already have it. So let's go to empty frame here. An empty frame, 300, 400, and then we're going to call this guy two cars. Hopefully you guys have been keeping these files, because as you see, they're very useful, because you do not need to keep doing stuff. Car component equals new car component car. Frame.add component frame visible equals true, and we should get. It's gonna build all those. Oh no. Okay, what do we got? Okay. What's the other problem? There's no other problem in there. So we're gonna run empty frame. It's not actually an empty frame, but in this case, as you see, we have the car and we have one problem. The top of the car is missing. So that would probably be R2. So let's go ahead and jump into this car component and find out what happened to R2. From R2 to R3, R1, R2, 50, y plus 10. X left 10. I never drew the rooftop. That's why. See this guy saying it's not used, so that's clearly what I forgot to draw. So let's copy this guy, paste it, and then we're going to say rooftop. And let's close that. And then we'll go back to empty frame, compile it. It's going to say, oh hey, you need to compile car 2. So we're going to compile car 2, and there we go. Now we have a car here, and it's translated a second time down here. And why does it do that? Because here we have car 1 and car 2. We are passing 2 different values in there. So it's getting the width of that component and getting the height of that component and putting those in there to get those pushed down or whatever. So let's go take a look at that again. And so this is the reason why I did this. Of course, kind of boring to listen to me pull it out of a book, because I'm not gonna come up with a new drawing for this, because we're more looking into windowed programs. Not too much drawing. Maybe I'll do more drawing. I don't know if you guys like that. Sure, whatever. I could do more. Anyways, is now you see here we have a package built. We are jumping into three different classes: empty frame, car component, and car 2. Well, it would have been car, standard car, but for some reason there was some other class in there or something. So we're talking back and forth between 2 different components into this car window. The empty frame is the one that draws it. Then we have car 2 is where all the information is stored, and that guy, we are pulling this class in and creating an object of car 2. Here we're creating the object, and here we're storing the X and Y top left corner of the box, which I might add is standard to most game engines, especially Slick 2D, Unity, and stuff like that. Most game engines start with something like this at the top left corner, or otherwise called an anchor point. Same thing as we got here. Let me move this guy. Actually, I did not want to do that. Anyways, oops. My fault. Anyways, yeah, so that's what this is all about, is that talking back and forth between 3 different classes, creating those classes, and as you notice, there's no limit to that. You could talk to any of these classes. Any of these classes in here, or you could create a custom package and only have those 3 in there, or do whatever you want to do. But yeah, so that was the main part of this, and it was also attached to Swing, and Swing gives you the option of having one that's the driver, in this case the empty frame, which creates the J frame, and then we have the car component, which has the J component in it, and then we have the car class, which holds all the information. So that is very instrumental to this, and I wanted to make sure that you guys saw this and understood this, and maybe it was a little fun seeing, drawing a car and expanding on what we learned on how to draw in the previous Swing lesson. So yeah, that's about it. And next tutorial, we're going to be jumping into data structures in Java, and that should be pretty fun. Alright, so this has been Steven from LegitTechTutorials. I thank you for watching this Java tutorial. And if you like this series, please subscribe for more videos in this series and other series like it. I thank you for watching, and email me if you have any questions. And I will see you guys next tutorial. Take it easy.